Good morning, everybody. I thought this was a great picture to start out with. Just look at that beautiful sand and the warm water. Doesn't it make you want summer to come soon? Well, it is. It is. We're getting there. But it is beautiful. And our whole world is beautiful. We've done a lot of study this chapter on ecosystems and how amazing God's made our world. It's gorgeous. I love it. One of the things that we've talked about is balance. Balance of nature. We talked about predators and prey, and we talked about how they were going to balance each other out. And had we been in school, I have a couple of activities that we would have done with predators and prey. There's just so much that we can't do by being on the internet. But we talked about how everything is organized and how energy travels through and how every single organism relies on each other, that the way God has designed the ecosystems has allowed that balance to occur so that life flourishes. In your notes, you have a note for balance of nature, and simply what that means is that all the components, everything that's part of nature, are working together as they were designed to. So why, excuse me, so long as there is predator and prey, so long as there's ecosystems that have abiotic and biotic components, so long as they are balanced together, everything works well. But if the balance is gone, then the ecosystem doesn't work. And then you start getting things that go extinct and you start getting some problems. Well, where do we come in? That's our topic for today. How do we as humans come in with all these beautiful ecosystems? Believe it or not, we are part of ecosystems too. And our activity definitely affects ecosystems. We are tertiary consumers. We eat meat, consumers, and we eat producers. We are right at the top of the game. We are the strongest. We are the most technological advanced. We can do what we want. So can we do what we want? If you look in Genesis, there is a verse that and I forgot to write down, it's in Genesis 3, where God tells people over and over again in Genesis 1 and 2, he tells people how much he loves his creation, how much it was good. Every time he created it said, and God said it was good. And one time he said, it is very good. He designed this amazing world the way he wanted it. And in that verse, he tells man that we're supposed to be managers of the earth. Now, what's a manager? If you go into McDonald's, what's the manager that is there? What's he doing? Well, he's in charge of all the people that are working there. He makes sure that everybody has the supplies they need. He makes sure that there's enough people there to do the job. He makes sure that everybody gets paid, that everybody does the job they're supposed to, that the restaurant gets cleaned. He handles any customer issues that are coming up. He helps out when they're shorthanded or when there's too many customers. He's all around in charge, but working very hard to make sure that everything works correctly. And that's kind of what we are. We are the managers of this earth. We are designed in God's image. We have been given the capacity to influence all aspects of ecosystems, all aspects of this earth. And we're supposed to manage it, just like that manager at McDonald's, where he's trying to make sure that everything is done well and everything is kept exactly the way it's supposed to be. We as managers here on earth, we need to manage God's creation to make sure that everything that we can possibly do allows for man to flourish, but also allows for the natural world to flourish. We have both of those to look at. God did not die on the cross for trees or for the little spotted cuttlefish. He died for humans. Humans are of great value to him, but they're not the only thing that has value to him. Yes, they are the ones that he loves dearly, but he designed this entire creation all over and then put those of us who he loves in charge to manage it, not to just use it for all our desires, but to manage it so that everything works well. So how are we doing? These pictures aren't real pleasant. The picture in the top right is a picture of deforestation, where humans have gone into large forests and chopped down the forests for farmland. Now, is it necessary to feed humans? Absolutely. Is there a way that we can feed humans that also allows the ecosystems that are around the world to flourish? I think there is. But sometimes we don't include that second part of the question. We don't include how can we allow ecosystems to flourish with all the animal life and all the plant life, and also be able to feed humans. The beach that you see all of it looks like rocks and stuff on the beach. That's not rocks, that's plastic, that's junk, that's garbage. Think about the animals that are living there. They don't have the nutrients in the soil any longer because it's covered with garbage. The water is being polluted with the chemicals that are part of that garbage. So do you suppose that that's going to help the ecosystems that are in that lake? And this picture of the city, you can see that it's not real clear. Why not? Well, that's because right outside that city, there's multiple factories that are just spewing air pollution up into the air, and that it's settling in and staying right there with the city. It's also coming from all of those cars. Is that healthy? I don't know if you've ever read much about pollution, but I'll tell you right away, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for humans. It can cause huge respiratory problems and death, but it's also not really good for the other life that we share this world with. So all of these things, and those were pretty yucky pictures, but all of those things relate to this one word, pollution. As managers of McDonald's, or not managers of McDonald's, how about managers of our world? We are involved with pollution. And pollution is adding anything to the environment that harms it. There's no particular thing that is pollution. It's anything that harms the environment. So here's some pictures that are polluting different parts of our environment. Trash. Take a look at that bottom left corner. Did you ever wonder what happened to your trash when it left? Well, if it's kept in landfills, the chemicals and the products that trash is made out of eventually seep out and seep in and start to get into the soil. Now, landfills do try very hard to keep any of that leakage from happening, but a lot of countries don't have the same type of strict laws that we do here in America. And so there's a huge problem of trash not only crowding the land and making it no longer available for animals and different organisms to live on, but it also pollutes the land. Plastic can be eaten by animals. It has poisons in it. You wouldn't eat plastic. Why not? Because it's not good for you. Why isn't it good for you? Because it has chemicals in it. And having that out into the environment also causes harm to the organisms. Dumping material in water, things that aren't supposed to be there. Chemicals, filth, anything. Is that going to help the ecosystem grow? How about the video we saw on the dugongs and how the silt from all of the construction work was going out and laying down on the seagrass? Was it helpful to the seagrass? No. And again, down on the bottom, adding fertilizers. This is a farm that had fertilizers on its field, but a flood came, and now all those fertilizers are going down into the water. As they go into the water, they're going to cause algae blooms, which can zap the area with oxygen so that there's not enough oxygen. And of course, fish need oxygen, so it's going to kill the fish. Here's air pollution, different causes. Factories that burn fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are coal and oil, and we use them in factories. But if we continue running factories as much as possible, are we using too much fossil fuels, and is that going to cause harm? Well, yes, it does. Air pollution is incredibly harmful. It can come from factories. It can come from burning oil in your home. It comes from burning trash. We can't just get rid of trash by burning it, because all the chemicals that are in the trash now go into the air. Also, chemicals from car exhaust. Huge reason and cause of air pollution. So is it bad? Yeah. Here's how bad it is. 1 in 8 deaths worldwide is caused by air pollution. It causes so much harm to the respiratory system to be breathing in air that has the different chemicals and the different smoke and the different materials that are in there. It's killing people. Is that showing Christ's love to others? And here's some effects that happen. The children and the adults that are in that picture are not part of the COVID virus situation where everybody's wearing masks. They wear masks every day they go outside of their home, because the air is so badly polluted that they don't want to get sick. Now, the masks help, but they don't help sufficiently. It's just an awful thing to have so much pollution from the burning of fossil fuels, the burning of trash, the burning of so many things that we do into the air. But it's not just air pollution. There's also pollution on the land. Look at these 3 animals and how trash has affected them. The turtle eats jellyfish. To you and me, we look at that bag and we can see that it's a bag. But can he? What they're finding when they find dead sea animals is that they have been eating massive quantities of plastic, thinking that it's food, and it's killing them. How about this little hedgehog? Is he going to be able to run away from predators with that ring on his neck? Is he going to grow so big that that ring no longer is big enough and he's going to have to suffocate? And lastly, look at the bird. This is a dead bird, and the contents of its stomach are what you can see. It has been eating little bits and pieces of plastics and things that it has found, thinking that it's food, and it has ultimately killed the bird. So what we do harms the environment. Is there ways that we can change? Is there ways that we can fix? And I know you're saying, well, wait a minute, Mrs. Donker. We're kids. We don't run factories. We don't drive trash trucks. Well, are there things that we can do that are going to change how we manage the earth? You're going to be the next leaders. This is something for you to think about. So I'm going to end our session for today on this kind of sober notes, and even the homework is kind of sober, because I want you to start thinking about how can we affect ecosystems? How can we manage God's earth? And tonight I have a homework assignment for you. It says smog on the front of it. I'd like you to read it and answer the questions and send me the questions. And I hope you have a very good day. See you later.